following is a feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, the home for great games.
The road to Pantheon Bowl 24 ends here. Whether you're cheering for the Denver Gold or the Chicago Fire, show your championship pride with authentic replica jerseys from Royal Retros. Classic designs, premium quality, the perfect way to represent your team as the big game kicks off. Don't just watch the action, wear it. Order your favorite team's replica jersey today from Royal Retros and use the discount code REPLAY to get 10% off your purchase. The link will be provided in the show's description. The road to Pantheon Bowl 24 ends today in St. Louis at Cobalt Arena. The Denver Gold, winners of the National Conference, will take on the Chicago Fire, victors of the American Conference, for the WFL Championship. Hello, football fans. Glenn Walker here, coming to you live from our special broadcast booth inside Cobalt Arena, where in just a couple of hours from now, one of these two teams will be lifting the Pantheon Bowl trophy as WFL champions. Welcome to our special Replay Sports Channel pregame show. Today we'll be looking back at how both clubs reached this moment, break down the biggest matchups, and help you get ready for the biggest game of the WFL season. First up, let's take a look at the remarkable journey of the Denver Gold. The Denver Gold weren't supposed to be here. After finishing the regular season with an 8-6 record, they entered the playoffs as the 6th seed in the National Conference. 3 road games, 3 hostile stadiums, 3 heavily favored opponents. Most believed their season was nearing its end, but the Gold believed it was just beginning. Denver's journey included frustrating defeats, missed opportunities, and painful lessons. But every setback added another layer to a team learning how to win together. The defense became tougher, the offense became more explosive, the locker room became closer, one victory at a time. The Gold climbed back into the playoff picture. Then came late November, a defining afternoon in Arizona, facing one of the conference favorites. Running back Derrick Henry delivered a masterpiece, more than 150 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. A statement victory. The Denver Gold had announced itself. The rest of the league finally took notice. The regular season ended with one final lesson, a Week 14 6-point loss in Chicago. It would be the last time the Gold walked off the field defeated. The postseason offers no second chances. Every mistake can end a dream. Denver entered January as underdogs. Their first stop, Las Vegas. Derrick Henry ran for 174 yards and a touchdown, and the Denver Gold overcame an early deficit to upset the Outlaws with a 16-10 victory. Henry, who earned MVP honors, carried the ball 26 times and broke off 6 runs of at least 10 yards or more, as Denver controlled the second half despite managing only 77 passing yards from quarterback Geno Smith. Next up, San Diego. The Fleet possessed one of the conference's most explosive offenses. Most expected Denver's season to end on the West Coast. Instead, the Gold played their finest football of the year. Derrick Henry pounded away at the Fleet defense. Geno Smith delivered when the moment demanded, and rookie sensation Brock Bowers authored the performance that would introduce him to the football world. 14 receptions, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns. Every catch seemed bigger than the last. Every first down pushed Denver one step closer to the impossible. The 6th seed had survived. By this point, everyone around the league had begun to ask the same question. Was this simply a team getting hot at the right time, or were we witnessing one of the greatest postseason runs in WFL history? Next, Denver would travel to Birmingham to face the National Conference's top contender. Sometimes football scripts stories no Hollywood screenwriter can imagine. The conference championship sent Denver to Birmingham. The Americans, a powerhouse, an old rival, a team few believe could be beaten at home. But legends are rarely written when they're expected. They are written when they are least expected. Denver refused to blink. They answered every challenge. Denver struck first midway through the opening quarter when Geno Smith capped a 9-play, 53-yard drive with a 3-yard touchdown pass to Mike Evans. The score gave Evans his 80th touchdown reception of his career. Derrick Henry broke the 8,000 career rushing yard mark early in the second drive, making him just the 11th player in WFL history to reach such a milestone. Later in the game, Smith led the goal on a decisive 75-yard march in just over 3 minutes before Henry powered in from 6 yards out for his second touchdown of the game. Denver led 21-16. Birmingham had one final opportunity, driving into Denver territory before the goal defense held on 4th down to seal the victory. Henry rushed for 135 yards, including the game-winning score with 2:50 remaining. Smith completed 14 of 22 passes for 154 yards, a touchdown, and no turnovers. Denver became the first wildcard team since the 2018 Toronto Hitmen to advance to the league title game. 3 consecutive road victories: Las Vegas, San Diego, Birmingham. Every week the experts picked against them. Every week, Denver found another way to win. They've become the most physical football team left standing. Every football season points to one destination, the Pantheon Bowl. One final game, one final challenge, one final opportunity to become immortal. The Denver Gold have traveled farther than anyone imagined, from overlooked contenders to conference champions, from outsiders to believers. Their road has been built on power, on resilience, on trust, and today it will be measured by 60 final minutes. When we return, the story of the Chicago Fire, a franchise that came within one step of glory last season, learning from heartbreak, and now it stands one victory away from another championship. Baker Mayfield warming up on the field below us in our special broadcast booth. Opening kickoff of Pantheon Bowl 24 coming up soon here on the Replay Sports Channel. Friday night, the WFL, along with stars from screen, movies, music, came together for the annual Gridiron Awards ceremony, honoring the outstanding players and performances from the 2025 season. First up, we honor the 2025 Rookie of the Year, the nominees, Brock Bowers, who we talked about in our Denver intro, finishing the season with 80 receptions, 841 yards. Ladd McConkey, wide receiver for St. Louis, 80 receptions, 901 yards, 8 touchdowns. And quarterback Bo Nix of Birmingham, 311 completions, 475 attempts, 3,493 yards, 27 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 101.8. And the winner was Bo Nix, quarterback of Birmingham. Your rushing champion, Derrick Henry, we've mentioned it a couple of times, 1,520 yards during the regular season, 14 touchdowns. It's his 3rd rushing title. He won it back in 2021 and 2024. Receiving champion this year was the tight end Trey McBride, 92 catches on the season. McBride is just the 5th tight end to win the receiving award. Passing champion was Lamar Jackson. Great second half of the season. Memphis started out a little bit slow, but a great second half. Quarterback rating of 113.5. Almost got to 4,000 yards. Was just about 30-something yards short there. Your scoring champion amongst the non-kickers, running back Josh Jacobs of Memphis, totaled 122 points. And our special team awards, and just a note on that, starting next year, we will have a special teams player of the year. We'll still recognize our individual champions here. The scoring championship went to Nick Folk of San Diego with 154 points. Punting champion A.J. Cole of Arizona, 43.5 net average for the season. In the kicking return department, Sean Tucker of San Antonio had a 34.3 kick return average, and Parker Washington took the punt return title. San Diego, representing San Diego, 19.2 punting average. Our next award, Coach of the Year. Aaron Glenn of New Jersey, his first season at the top of the Hitmen, took over a team, turned him around, and got him within a game of the Pantheon Bowl. John Harbaugh, who will be on the sideline today coaching Chicago. And Deion Sanders, coach of the Arizona Rattlers. And the winner of the award goes to Aaron Glenn of New Jersey. Congratulations to Coach Aaron. Sacks leader. Nick Benito, linebacker from San Diego, recorded 10 sacks this season. And a special announcement. Each time we get together for championship week, the owners get together and vote on a future host city. This week we are looking ahead to the season 2029. And the WFL, happy to announce that Victory Park in San Diego will be playing host to the 2029 League Championship game, and that will be Pantheon Bowl 28. So the upcoming sites after this year in St. Louis, next year, Pantheon Bowl 25 will be in Tampa. 2027 will be in Memphis, and then in New York the next year, and then Victory Park gets their turn. You notice in the artwork the letters AFA. That's something else that's going to be coming up. The WFL, that title will be no more after this game. We have a name change that will be coming up, and we'll be sending out some official communication on that shortly. So be on the lookout for that. So the days of the being called the WFL are coming to an end. So the league's not going anywhere, but there will be a name change. Back to the awards. Our interceptions leader for 2025, Xavier McKinney from Memphis. He got 8 interceptions this year. Defensive Player of the Year nominees: defensive end Myles Garrett from Las Vegas, his fellow teammate Kirby Joseph at defensive back, and defensive back Patrick Surtain II of New Jersey. And the winner is Myles Garrett. So back-to-back wins for Garrett. He won the award last season. He's the first repeat winner since Ed Reed did it back in 04 and 05. Offensive Player of the Year. Now, another announcement I was going to make, one of the other changes we're going to make next year, it's instead of 3 nominees, we're going to have 5 nominees for the big awards. So we're going to increase the number of nominees as well as add the Special Teams Player of the Award. So your nominees are quarterback Jalen Hurts from Las Vegas, Baker Mayfield for Chicago, and running back Bijan Robinson for Arizona. And the winner is Baker Mayfield of Chicago. And coming up next will be our Hall of Fame announcement. So once again, congratulations to our 5 new members of the WFL Hall of Fame. So that will do it for the Pantheon Bowl. I'm sorry, for the Gridiron Awards. So we deal with a few title changes here. Coming up next, the road to the Pantheon Bowl for the Chicago Fire as we get closer to kickoff of Pantheon Bowl 24. You're watching it exclusively here on the Replay Sports Channel. Glenn Walker back here again in Cobalt Arena, St. Louis, as you can see, as the crowd are forming, coming into the stadium, getting ready. We now take a look at the journey of the Chicago Fire. The city of Chicago, a city forged by fire. For generations, football has reflected the spirit of the city. Hard work, determination, and an unwillingness to surrender. One season earlier, Chicago had come painfully close. The lessons were learned. The talent remained, but talent alone never wins championships. Championship seasons seldom announce themselves. They reveal themselves. Confidence is a dangerous thing, unless it is earned. Every championship journey eventually reaches difficult roads, but Chicago never lost sight of its goal. Jahmyr Gibbs accounted for 3 touchdowns and Baker Mayfield threw for 241, 3 scores as the Chicago Fire pulled away in the second half for a 37-24 victory over the DC Defenders in the divisional playoff game. For the second consecutive postseason, Chicago's offense had delivered when it mattered most. Baker Mayfield looking in command. Jahmyr Gibbs reminding everyone why he's still an explosive player in the WFL. But the biggest challenge still remained. The New Jersey Hitmen, the American Conference Championship, and a trip to Pantheon Bowl 24 on the line. The prize was just 60 minutes away. One game, one opponent, one opportunity to return to the biggest stage in the World Football League. Jahmyr Gibbs rushed for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield threw for 241 yards and 2 scores. The Chicago Fire recorded a convincing 37-23 victory over the New Jersey Hitmen and secured the American Conference Championship. Chicago controlled the game from start to finish, outgaining New Jersey 375 yards to 293, holding the football for more than 35 minutes, converting 6 of 10 third down opportunities, scoring touchdowns on 4 of 5 red zone trips, and forcing the game's only turnover. The Fire's defense held one of the league's most explosive offenses to just 91 rushing yards. Chicago would face Denver in 2 weeks in Pantheon Bowl 24. When we return, it'll be time to break down the matchup. Denver's power running game, Chicago's championship defense, Derrick Henry versus Jahmyr Gibbs, Geno Smith versus Baker Mayfield. Pantheon Bowl 24 getting closer to kickoff. Welcome back to Cobalt Arena in St. Louis. Fans of both teams continue to file into the stadium as we await the opening kickoff. For only the second time in league history, the Pantheon Bowl returns to the Gateway City. This afternoon, the National Conference champion Denver Gold meet the American Conference champion Chicago Fire with the Pantheon Bowl trophy on the line. It's a matchup featuring two teams that reach this stage by taking two completely different roads. Chicago spent the season proving it belonged among the league's elite, and Denver spent the postseason proving everyone wrong. Their last meeting took place week 14, 2025. Chicago won that game 25-19. The all-time series, Chicago leads 4-1. They have played each other twice and have split both meetings. Denver was known as the Mexico City Aztecs in those previous meetings. So these franchises know each other well. This will be the third postseason meeting, and it's for the biggest stakes so far. Denver on offense, third in the league in total offense, 389.7 yards. First in rushing offense, 150 yards per game. Second in red zone offense against a Chicago defense that holds the second best defense in the league, second best pass defense, and second best red zone defense. Taking a look at the other numbers, as you can see there. One of the big questions is, can Chicago slow down Derrick Henry? If they don't, Denver can control the clock, and of course play action can open up the likes of wide receiver Mike Evans and Brock Bowers. That's been the formula for how the Gold have won 3 straight playoff games. On the other side, Denver's secondary faces one of the deepest receiving groups in football. Amon-Ra St. Brown, George Pickens, Jerry Jeudy, rookie tight end Jatavian Sanders. This is a difficult group to defend. Every one of them can beat you. If Denver commits too many defenders to stopping Gibbs, Mayfield could make them pay. For Denver, history waits. For Chicago, history returns. One franchise seeks its championship, the first championship, the other waits for its second. Thank you for watching the Pantheon Bowl pregame show, brought to you by Royal Retros. When we come back, the national anthem, the coin toss, and kickoff for Pantheon Bowl 24.